Okay, so what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to add a load to your Loads app. So as you can see, I am in the activity stream inside of our workspace. And again, just the activity stream is just going to be showing you um, activities that are going on. So if you have loads in here, um, things are being updated. You see I have getting the current location for vehicles and things like that. But again, the point of this video is to show you how to add a load to your Loads app. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on Loads, and you're going to go ahead and click Add a Load. So I'll let this load up. And again, you have your different views here as well. We'll have a separate video showing you how to create views, and the use case for the views is basically to categorize the loads. But I'm going to go ahead and add a load. And now I'm going to go to the rate confirmation that was sent to us by the broker. So this is very simple. First thing you want to do, you're going to copy the load number. And you're going to decide if this load has any additional stops or not, which it doesn't. It's a 1-and-1. One pickup, one delivery. So we'll go no. You're going to want to add in your deadhead origin. Driver is going to be coming off of home time in Charlotte, North Carolina. Since it's the new year, he's just going to be coming from Charlotte. You can put in any address here, and you're going to save the load. So you're going to put in the load number. You're going to specify whether or not there are any additional stops. And then you're going to put in your deadhead origin, and you're going to save the load. Okay, so once you save the load, you start seeing things are going to start happening. So this is the automation part. So the load status is going to be booked, and now it's ready for us to input the rest of the information. So the first thing we need to do is add the shipping facility. It looks like we have that here. So Highland Bakery in Spartanburg, South Carolina. You can search your shipping and receiving app to see if you already have this facility in there. If not, you'll just manually add it like so. Shipping facility. Sometimes if you put in the name of the facility, the address will populate. In this case, it does not, so I'll just manually copy it. Like so. And then we'll see if they provided us with a phone number, which they didn't. Usually what I like to do is I'll just take that address and I'll do a Google search, find the facility, and then I'll copy the phone number that is provided to us from Google. Copy that, and I'll add that into our app here. And we'll save and return, and this is going to add that shipping facility to the load. Okay, so now that the shipping facility has been added to the load, it's going to tell us our deadhead mileage and our deadhead estimated drive time. So the next thing is to add the appointment, which is going to be for the 4th at 4 p.m. So that's tomorrow at 4 p.m. If there is a window, you have the ability to add a window, but for this one, it's a strict appointment. So there's no window. And everything that you're putting into your Loads app, the driver will be able to see in their driver portal. So if you want to put in a time that's maybe 30 minutes or an hour before, just so that you can make sure the driver is there on time, you can do that in here as well. So now we'll add the pickup numbers, and I just copy and paste. Whoops. Copy and paste that in here like so. And now we'll go and we'll get the receiving facility. Copy. We'll run a search to see if we have already been here, which we have not. Now we'll add it here. This is going to be receiving. Plug this in to see if we get the address, which that's not it. So we'll manually copy it. Allow it to populate. Always allow the addresses to populate because you want to get the standardized address. And then we'll go and get the phone number for this facility by plugging in the address, just a US Foods. Copy the address there. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and spell this out. US Foods in Pittston. We'll plug in the phone number here. Save it, and that's going to add the receiving facility to the load. So now that we have the shipping facility and we have added our receiving facility, it's now going to tell us our loaded mileage. So you'll see here on the right side, loaded mileage is going to be getting calculated, as well as the estimated drive time. So now you just add in your receiving appointment, which is for Friday at 6:30 in the morning. So we'll go Friday at 6:30 a.m. We'll add the delivery reference numbers. Simply copy and pasting. This is a refrigerated load reefer at -10. And we also have the weight here. So I'll go ahead and copy that. So we'll go reefer, we'll go -10. We'll add the weight. And then we'll grab that commodity foodstuffs. Like so. Any additional notes? Sometimes if there's a facility that's kind of difficult to get to, we can kind of add the extra directions, maybe landmarks and things like that for the driver. But I don't think that's going to be necessary here. So now we'll get the weather forecast for the pickup and the destination. And while that's working, I'll just go ahead and show you that we have our trip mileage. We have our empty miles, our loaded miles. That's going to total up to our total mileage. And I'll go ahead and refresh the screen. So you can see that the status is booked. So now we're going to add our load contacts. Okay, so these are going to be people at the shipping. If you're direct to shipper, you can add their information in here. Or if you're dealing with brokers, you can add the broker's information here as well. So this is with RXO, formerly known as XPO Logistics. So we'll just search RXO. Or I might actually have it in here as XPO. And actually what you can do is, while I'm showing you, we'll actually go into the brokerage company and we'll actually update this to RXO. So I'll go XPO/RXO. And you can see how the brokerage companies and shipping and receiving app is going to help you maintain your relationship. So we can see all the brokers that we've worked with, even back when they were XPO. See all the brokers that we've worked with and all the loads that we've done with these guys as well. So you can see that we have pretty good history with these guys. Showing further, a couple more loads. Okay, so we'll go back to the load that we're working. You'll see that total mileage has been updated here. You see that the weather forecast has been added. Like so. So we have the weather forecast for the pickup and delivery. We've added our brokerage company. Now we'll add our broker, Justin Butte. And we'll search like we always do to see if we've worked with this guy before, which we haven't. So we'll add him in here now. Like so. We'll add his email. And also what I like to do is add tracking. So if they have an email specifically for tracking, I like to add that email in here as well, because what's going to happen is that whenever we start sending our updates, it's going to go to these to those emails that you add for your contacts. So we'll add phone numbers in here as well. Usually, if you don't see your broker's phone number listed, you can just go to any email correspondence that you have with them and add it that way. But for now, we'll just leave after hours in there. We'll go in and add that later. So you're going to save and return, which is then going to add him to the load. We're going to add our factoring company to the load. And then we're going to add our dispatcher to the load. Okay. Same thing with the other contacts. When you add your dispatcher to the load, depending on what that percentage is, and you can see all the loads that this particular dispatcher has booked or worked on. But whatever the dispatcher percentage is, that's what's going to be getting reflected in your KPI here at the top for dispatch fee. It may take a second, but it'll update. Okay. We don't have our fuel costs because the load hasn't been picked up yet. We do have our gross load pay. So we'll add that in here. And now that we have that, when we add the driver to the load, depending on their payment type, driver pay is going to be calculated automatically for you. So you see we added the driver to the load, and we had the gross load pay, and you'll see here in a second, and it actually just sent an email to the driver. So when you add the driver to the load, it's going to send him an email, him or her or them, an email letting them know that they have been assigned to a load. So as soon as you assign a driver, they're going to get an email letting them know that they've been assigned to the load. And then you'll see that the driver pay for that driver is going to be updated as well. Okay. So when we refresh our screen here a second time, we'll see that all of our KPIs have been updated. So we have our gross pay, we have our mileage, we have our dollar per mile, we have our dispatch fee, driver pay, and we don't have our fuel expense. But you can already see, I mean, we're not going to spend $1,000 on fuel. So you can already kind of start tracking your profitability here. Okay. So last but not least, and here you have your updates. So if you want to come in here and manually send these updates, you can. And again, any updates that you send here are going to go to your contact that you have here. So if we send the en route to shipper, it's going to go to Justin, and it's also going to go to tracking. So they'll both receive it. And the driver inside of their portal has access to these same macros here as well for them to send their updates by themselves. So the last thing that you're going to want to do is add this to your weekly report. So you're going to come down here and create a new item. We always go Monday to Monday. You may do it a little differently. We're going to go ahead and save this load to that week. So that way, once we start adding the next load, the next load, the next load that falls within this given week, we'll be able to see all of our aggregated KPIs. Okay, so we'll have the gross income for all of the loads that we have on this week. So cool. So that is how you use the information that you get from your broker contact, your shipping contact, in order to add a load and then dispatch that load by simply assigning it to a driver. I appreciate you guys watching. Any questions, comments, or concerns can be directed to support@bettermoveautomations.com, or you can visit our knowledge base, or you can also visit our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.